The uncomfortable question. Most people believe financial collapse is a modern problem. Too much debt. Bad politicians, corrupt banks, broken systems. But what if I told you? A man living nearly 1,000 years ago already explained exactly why modern economies fail? Not an economist, not a banker, not a politician, a philosopher. And his warning wasn't about interest rates or deficits. It was about something far more dangerous. What happens when money loses its moral anchor? Because when that happens, history shows us one pattern. Societies don't slowly decline. They rot from the inside out. The world before modern money. To understand why this matters, you have to forget the modern world for a moment. No stock exchanges, no central banks, no digital money. The year is around 1100 CE. Europe is fractured, poor, and politically unstable. Trade is limited. Wealth is tied to land and conquest. But elsewhere, something very different is happening. Across the Islamic world, from Spain to Central Asia, cities are thriving. Baghdad, Cairo, Damascus, Cordoba. These aren't just cultural capitals. They're financial hubs. Caravans move silk, spices, silver, and knowledge across continents. Markets hum with activity. Wealth is expanding rapidly. And just like today, prosperity is creating inequality, speculation, and moral tension. That's when one man starts asking dangerous questions. Who was Al-Ghazali? Abu Hamid Al-Ghazali. Born in Persia in 1058. By his early 30s, he held one of the most prestigious teaching posts in the Islamic world. But Al-Ghazali wasn't impressed by wealth or status. What caught his attention was something far more troubling. A society getting rich, but losing its sense of restraint. Markets expanding, but trust eroding. People worshiping money, without understanding what money is actually for. So Al-Ghazali turned his focus to the foundation of all economies, money itself. Money is not wealth. Here's where his thinking becomes shocking, even today. Al-Ghazali argued that money has no intrinsic value. None. It is not wealth. It is not power. It is not success. Money is a tool. He compared it to a mirror. A mirror has no beauty of its own. Its value comes from what it reflects. Money is the same. Its purpose is exchange, to move goods, labor, and cooperation through society. When money stops flowing, society starts suffocating. And that leads to his first major warning. Hoarded money is dead money. Al-Ghazali believed hoarding wealth was socially destructive. Not just morally wrong, economically lethal. When money is locked away, it doesn't hire workers. It doesn't fund production. It doesn't circulate. It creates artificial scarcity. Prices rise. Trust falls. Markets distort. He described it as freezing the bloodstream of society. A phrase that perfectly describes modern inequality, where massive wealth sits idle while entire populations struggle. Speculation poisons trust, but hoarding wasn't the real disease. Speculation was merchants manipulating prices, creating false shortages, profiting from panic and crisis. Al-Ghazali saw this as corruption, not cleverness. He believed markets survive on trust, not intelligence. Once trust collapses, no regulation can save the system. This insight predates modern concepts like moral hazard, information asymmetry, market manipulation by nearly 900 years. Work builds societies, exploitation destroys them. Another radical idea. Al-Ghazali believed labor was dignified. Money earned through contribution strengthened society. Money earned through manipulation weakened it. Societies grow strong when people create. They decay when people extract. When profit becomes disconnected from effort, collapse becomes inevitable. The dangers of currency manipulation. Then comes his most prophetic warning. State-controlled currency. Medieval rulers often diluted gold and silver coins to fund spending. Al-Ghazali called this theft, silent taxation, invisible robbery. He warned that once people lose faith in their currency, they abandon it. They flee to stronger money. Sound familiar? Weimar Germany, Zimbabwe, Venezuela, Lebanon. Same pattern. Different century. Corruption flows downward. Al-Ghazali believed corruption starts at the top. When rulers cheat, merchants cheat. When institutions lie, individuals stop caring. The entire system becomes a chain reaction of distrust. His conclusion was brutal. A society can survive poverty. It cannot survive corruption. Economic collapse is never about numbers. It's about broken belief. Money is a belief system. This is his most important insight. Money only works because people believe in it. The moment belief disappears, the system collapses instantly. Inflation isn't just monetary. It's psychological. Once trust dies, no policy can resurrect it. Why this matters today? Look around. Record global debt, exploding inequality, speculation rewarded over production, institutions losing trust, constant financial anxiety. Al-Ghazali would recognize this world immediately. Different technology, same human behavior, and the same warning. The warning we keep ignoring. Civilizations don't fall because money disappears. They fall because integrity disappears first. Money is not mechanical. It is moral. When incentives reward greed over contribution, when trust collapses, when money becomes the goal instead of the tool, the collapse is already underway. History doesn't repeat, but it punishes those who refuse to listen. If this changed how you see money, history, or power, subscribe, because the past explains the future. And most people never learn the lesson until it's too late.